welcome to my first vlog. It's gonna be part vlog, part me unhauling books, so I'm probably gonna do that in the same video. I'm gonna do I don't know how massive the unhaul is gonna be, but there are books that have been on there for way too long, so it's just been getting to me. And you know, I think I want to read these books, but realistically, like, am I gonna read them? And you know, I saw one booktuber in her unhauled books. She was like, if I don't feel like reading this within the next 6 months, it has to go. And I find that's a really good time frame to look at for, you know, realistically, like, are you gonna read this? So because I want to get to all the books that I have, and I personally, I don't like having that much unread books on my TBR. I know some people, they like collecting books and having a lot. Like, for me, I want to have books that I truly love on my shelves. I know I have a pretty big library, but I mean, I'm not like gonna only have this my whole life, right? I want to have space to build and, you know, add books to my collection that I truly love. So that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I think I'm gonna do like different parts. So I think part one is gonna be, you know, tackling which books I want to get off my shelves, and I'm gonna do a maybe pile and a for sure pile that's, you know, going away. So we're gonna do that first, and then we'll get back to you. So this is what I'm working with. This is my library downstairs. You can see the bottom shelves are pretty much empty except for one. And so basically, like, this section here, I have some religious books. I have all my mangas and comic books and some of my husband's books, and there's some nonfiction and like true crime. Then I have a lot of nonfiction here mixed with some, like, you can see, like, there's like Dan Brown, some thrillers or political, what are they called? Political thrillers, whatever. Some nonfiction. There's a little Sailor Moon there saying hi. My McLaren, I'm gonna pretend this Piastri inside this car. My little McLaren Lego here hanging out in front of my favorite manga series of all time. And I have my Junji Ito. My dream is to have like a Junji Ito shelf. That's my dream one day. So yeah, that's more manga. Then I have a Stephen King shelf and some thrillers up here. Then up here I have my Star Wars shelf with the Grogu and Kylo Ren. We have some sci-fi mixed with fantasy, some lit fic. This is really all mixed up. There's classics, lit fic, fantasy. Here I have some, you know, some fantasy, some YA fantasy, my Wheel of Time, some book sleeves, and these are all like romance books that I plan to read this summer. Some of them are new, but some of them are not new, and I had just kept them like rollovers from last summer, basically, which is only Girl Abroad and Happy Place that I have since last year that I haven't read. So then here you have more fantasy. You're getting into like the real fantasy. You have like Scott Lynch, The Fourth Wing, SJM, a lot of fantasy. Okay, Brandon Sanderson, same fantasy. I have my SJM shelf here. I have my little Snape and Voldemort ones. Up here I have my Harry Potter collection, Hunger Games, and Divergent collection. I need like some decor to go up there. Then up here, like, this is where I have to do some damage. Like, I have this series from John Gwynne, the Scarlet St. Clair, Hades and Persephone. I love, absolutely love this series. Song of Ice and Fire. And here we have some dark romance. I just have to show you my little G-Wagon that I got for the dark romance shelf, or like mafia romance shelf. It literally lives up here. So yeah, so this is my like mafia romance, dark romance shelf. And this is definitely gonna grow because I'm gonna have at some point all the books for the Legacy of Gods. And I plan on getting more Rena Kent books. Then I have here, I'm trying to do like a romantasy shelf, but it's kind of mixed with, as you can see, some dark romance. And I don't know how to display this one. I love it so much, but I just don't know how to display it because this looks okay, but I want to see this, like, anyways, we'll see. But this is my favorite dark romance ever. Then I have my little vampire shelf here, which is kind of mixed up to a little Dracula book, Twilight, which I just left in the black, what is it called, naked hardback, Court of Wonders. So basically I ordered, this is the Canadian edition or US of Silver Under Nightfall, and this is the UK edition of Court of Wonders. I'm planning on ordering the matching edition because I really love this series. So yeah, that's gonna change at some point. But yeah, little vampire shelf, which I really hope expands because I love vampires. I know Zodiac Academy, apparently there's vampires in it, but I know it's not an actual vampire book, but whatever, it fit. And here's my JLA shelf, and it's probably gonna stay like that because she keeps adding books, so it's probably gonna fill up to the end by the time she finishes this series. Here I just have some little decor, some little mushrooms, little fake plants. I just leave like all my bookmarks here, and then I can like just pick whichever one I want depending on the book I'm reading. I have some stickers. Here I have my little Christmas shelf with my little poinsettia Lego. I love this thing so much, and I'm definitely going to be unhauling some books from here today, that's for sure. Here I have some storage stuff that I need to get something to put away my scrapbook stuff. This is literally all scrapbook paper and pictures and albums. Then I have here just some more like dark romance. I literally made a TBR jar to try to get through my TBR, and it's not helping. And maybe I just didn't do it the right way, but I just put all the titles of the books and color coded the genres. I think I even still have it here. Yeah, see. Anyways, that's probably gonna go away, we'll see. I have some romance, and I kind of want someday to have like a cowboy romance shelf, which is, we're kind of almost there. We're half a shelf in. Here I just put like all the sports romances that I have, and then I just filled it up with whatever else I had left. And here's some Christina Lauren. This is all romance, by the way. This whole shelf is, whoops, romance books. I never thought I would have this many. The top is, I've read everything that's like in these except for some of the Mia Sheridan and the Sophie Lark, some of the Sophie Lark books that I'm missing from this series. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna see which ones I can let go of here that I'm really, like the Ali Hazelwood. I'm sorry guys, I'm not a huge Ali Hazelwood fan, so probably gonna get rid of that book. Love Theoretically was okay. I might keep it, I'll see. But yeah, basically this is what I'm working with. I'm gonna see what's gonna go, what's gonna stay, and we're gonna do it together. I also need more like little Lego decor because I love doing Lego, and at least I have like a place to put them when I make them. So I definitely want to get more of these. I just find that I have to be like so ruthless because every time I say I'm gonna really remove like everything I don't need, but I don't, which is why I still have like a lot of old books on my TBR. So I'm really gonna try to be ruthless this time and be honest with myself. So this is some of the process. This is my maybe pile. This is stuff that's going to my family and friends. And kind of holes everywhere. So the first rundown, I have Trust, the Bell Jar, and My Year of Rest and Relaxation I might keep for a video. These two are historical fictions that my mom actually really wants to read. I still want to read them, but I'll have her read them first. And if she doesn't like them, then we'll donate. This is an arc I got. I'm not interested in it. This is a lit fic. And this is also a lit fic. I got both of these because Jack Edwards recommended them. And I love Jack Edwards, but yeah, I'm not going to read them. One thing that's hard for me to let go of is comic books, but I know for a fact I started reading these and I really didn't like it. These are Zinscope. They're kind of like a horror, fantasy, Alice in Wonderland retelling, so I'm gonna get rid of these. I really didn't enjoy it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna let go of these. This is a manga series called Love of Kill. It's about these like agents, whatever, spies, and I don't even know what to say. Anyways, thankfully I didn't get all of these at the same time. Like there was like a big sale, it was like buy one get one free. So I am so tired right now. I'm just gonna stop. I'm not done, but I'm almost done. Like I pretty much went through everything, and I'm just gonna do a look over tomorrow morning to remove a few more things. But I feel like I did like a really good job considering the time I had. I wasn't feeling great starting anyways. I have kind of a headache, so I'm gonna stop here and continue tomorrow. So I hope the sound is okay, but basically it's a couple days later. I went through a lot of it. I took a pause because I was getting like overwhelmed with the amount of stuff. And there are quite a few books that I really didn't think I was gonna unhaul, but I am going to unhaul them, and some that I knew I was gonna unhaul because they were just staring at me. But basically there's just some stuff I'm not sure if I want to let go of. Like I have just on top here, this is a John Gwynne series, and I know I'm gonna want to read it in the future, maybe not like within 6 months from now, but I know I'm gonna want to read it. But I didn't know at the time of purchasing this trilogy that you have to have read The Faithful and the Fallen, I think, in order to read this. So I didn't know that, but now it's like I have to read a 4-book fantasy series before these. And then on top of that, I have these two here, which I forget what it's called. It's called The Bloodsworn Saga. So I want to read those so bad. I want to read the other ones really bad. That's the Of Blood and Bone series. So that's the one that you really, apparently you have to read The Faithful and the Fallen before reading this. So I guess I might keep them, even though I know I'm not gonna touch them for a while. But there's no way I'm gonna go and just like repurchase these 3, you know what I mean? If anything, maybe I'll see if I can sell them. I don't know. The Shepherd King duology, this is another series that I read. I DNF'd the second book halfway through, but I'm gonna want to reread this at some point and revisit it. I'm gonna think about it. I know I'm gonna want to reread it, but I'm not 1000% sure. This I heard really good things about, so I'm definitely gonna be reading this. This whole shelf is keep. I'm slowly building up the Witcher set with these editions. They're like really nice. They have all kinds of different art. Each of them has a different artist, I believe. So yeah, they're pretty hard to find where I live, so it's like I'd have to slowly, build up to it because they're not cheap. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping a lot of fantasy. I'm just trying to be like ruthless and like unhauling my books, but it's kind of hard. I have almost a whole shelf here that I got rid of. Have my book sleeves here, my little Lego orchid. I almost unhauled this and I reread what the description is because I remember being excited to read this and I just hadn't picked it up. And I love Danielle L. Jensen's books, but it's a Norse inspired fantasy romance. Like, and the second book just came out like a couple days ago. So I think I'm definitely gonna read this soon, especially since I'm kind of like recently back into my fantasy romantasy era. So I'm definitely not like unhauling this. I was gonna say DNF. I'm not unhauling this. I cannot wait to read this actually, because her books are usually also like kind of easy to read. Like for a fantasy, you know, like there's nothing like so extremely complex that you have to, you know, break your head trying to figure out or understand or keep up with like a crazy magic system or anything like that. So I'm definitely keeping this. And there's one that I'm not too sure actually if I want to keep or not. Wait, let me put this back. Oh my god, I hope. Okay, no, you can't see my work computer. Phantasma. I didn't like this book that much. Like I really strongly feel like this was overhyped. I have no desire to pick up the second one. I'm just not sure if I would want to reread this. And you know what? It's going in the DNF pile. Not DNF. I keep saying DNF. It's going in the unhaul pile. I think I'm done, honestly. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not actually. There's a bunch here. I have to go through a bunch here at the bottom that like these James Pattersons and whatnot. Yeah, I definitely have to go through some of and these nonfictions. There's some that I'm really never gonna pick back up. So yeah, these lit fics I'm keeping. These honestly, I could do some more damage here. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Like, I'm definitely not reading this in the next 6 months, but I know I'm gonna read this, and this was too much of a good deal. That's why I have the whole series. But I'm definitely not doing this anymore though. Like buying the whole series before buying the whole series before I even know if I'm gonna love it. But this came so highly recommended, and it's one of those like kind of like Lord of the Rings. It's kind of like a classic fantasy staple. So and it is a complete series. So I have all the books, and I got like an insane deal on, I think I got all of these, like the whole series for $81, which if you look them up, like each book is maybe $36 usually. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping those. And I also have A Song of Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones series, basically, which I know is never gonna end, but I still want to, because I still haven't finished the show. Like I think I'm only 5 or 6 episodes into season 1. So what I wanted to do this year, but I didn't, because of other circumstances, but next year I'd like to, or this winter I should say, I'd like to read the books like and follow along with the show. So that seems like a good idea to me. So I'm gonna want to do that. So I'm also keeping those, and that's also a series that I got all at once, and actually got it from the secondhand shop where I bring my used books. And so it's kind of like, I say it's free. It's not free, but it's like an exchange of goods, we'll say. And they were all like brand new, the large paperbacks, which I love. So that was also like a whole series I got, but I'm really trying not to do that anymore. Like nowadays, I would just get the first book and, you know, not not go ahead and like freaking buy the whole thing without knowing if I'm even gonna love it. My actual ring light that I usually use died. It just doesn't work anymore. And it's fairly new, so yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna deal with the lighting that I have in my basement right now. So if the lighting is crap, that's why. But basically, I really found out that you shouldn't buy whole series without knowing if you're gonna like it. And I'm no longer buying books that like I'm not gonna read right away. Like I only want to buy books that I know I'm gonna read right now. Like recently, I think last week when Silver Elite came out, the was it Shield of Sparrows came out. Like I bought them and I'm like I'm reading them right away. Like I already read Silver Elite. I'm gonna be reading Shield of Sparrows either next week or maybe next month, depending on my friend, because I'm gonna buddy read it with her. But like it's that type of mentality where I'm not gonna be buying something for and not knowing when I'm gonna read it. And I've been doing a lot of progress on my physical TBR. Like I'm reading my my Hunger Games books that I've been wanting to read, Quicksilver, which I know the hype died a long time ago, but I'm loving it. I'm just reading it now. I'm halfway through. It's amazing. Being back also in my fantasy era, like I'll be able to read like a lot of these, like the Samantha Shannon books. I've had those forever. The Joe Abercrombie, let me get rid of that one. Also, if my makeup looks weird, I'm testing out 2 different pink blushes. Like I'm liking this one better. I don't know if it shows that much, but if ever someone noticed, it's 2 different blushes. So yeah. This is what I've accumulated so far. There are a few books behind this, and there are some books here like Icebreaker, for example. Like, don't worry, I'll explain. So we are now outside because my ring light gave out on me. My lighting downstairs is crap and it's pretty nice. So I thought I would film this part of the video outside. So I just have a Poppy with me and I'm gonna get into it because I literally have 65 books laying around me right now that I'm unhauling. And there's 10 more downstairs that are still in my library that I'm not sure if I'm gonna unhaul. So let's get into it because this is gonna take a while and I really don't want to go through each single book. It's gonna be way too long, but just the stuff that stood out. First off, one thing about me, I don't care if I don't have each book in the same series. So if there's one book that I really don't like out of a series, I'm gonna get rid of it. And that is the case for The Final Offer, which is book 3 of the Dreamland Billionaires series by Lire and Asher. I absolutely love the first 2. They're both 5 stars. I recommend them all the time. But this one, first of all, this was way too long. Second of all, the spine did not match the other editions. Like, excuse me, like how rude. And then this one, this is the second book in the Ruinous Love trilogy by Bryn Weaver. I absolutely love Butch and Blackbird. I would reread it. The last one, Scythe and Sparrow, I would reread as well. It was super fun. This one, like, I didn't find there was any chemistry. I almost DNF'd it. I literally finished it through audio because the narrators were good, but that's about it. I didn't care for like the singing and like I really did not care about their story. I felt like there's no chemistry and like even the plot was kind of just all over the place. So this is going. I love Lauren Asher, by the way. Like I love the Dirty Air series and the first 2, but this was too much. I did not even care for the characters, and there's no way I'm reading that new series that she's writing, like a Love Redesigned, and I don't know what the other titles are, but that new one I'm not reading because they're just as long and I haven't heard that much good reviews about it. So these were my first romance books that I knew they were gonna get out of here. More romance books. I have Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. This I'm gonna lend to a friend, and if she likes it then I might give it a try, but otherwise she can keep it. Then I also have Icebreaker, which I do really love, but I now have 2 copies. I got the special edition when there was the hardcover sale last year, so I don't need 2 copies of this. I absolutely loved it, but I know for a fact she's gonna love it too. So these are both being given to a very good friend of mine, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna love them. If this one I'm not sure because I didn't read it, but this, if she doesn't like this, like, are you even a hockey girly or what? Then I have, you guys, there's just too many books here. I don't know where to, okay. I thought I split them up, but I guess I didn't. Okay, we have a romantasy here. We actually have 2 romantasies. We'll take this out. This I read, did not like it, could not get into it. The fact that I finished it is insane.
Okay, I did some through audio because I wanted to hear the pronunciations and everything correctly. This was too much. Like, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. It's not the size of it. Like, I could read a book that size. Like, I love the Blood and Ash series by JLA, and God knows those are extremely long. But I just could not get into it. I don't think I'm gonna reread it. I have some friends who really liked it and some friends who didn't, but I really hope this can go to someone who's actually gonna appreciate it. And then I have here Phantasma, which I know some people liked it, some people hated it. I really just did not care. Like, when I finished this, I buddy read it with one of my friends, which was a fun buddy read, but I'm just like, this is just like whatever. I'm not gonna reread this. It's taking up space on my shelves, and I feel like someone would enjoy this way more than I would. So, or than I did, sorry. And I have no desire to pick up the second one. It was kind of all over the place. Like, there was no connection between the two characters, and it was just all over the place. So yeah, these two romanticies. Then here I have this. I remember I bought this because it looked like a fun summer book, and it's advertised as taking place in South Africa, like on a friend's vacation. That's not true. It's only true for like the first couple chapters. Then the whole book takes place, I think it was like in New York City or something. So I was like, this is not the vibes I wanted. I read this while I was on vacation, and I couldn't even tell you the main characters' names. So this is gonna go to someone who's gonna enjoy it. I literally feel like putting a post-it note inside that says, this does not take place in South Africa. Here I have The Nightmare Before Christmas. I got this at Comic-Con last year. I thought I was gonna really love it, and it was just okay. I'm not gonna reread this, and I'm definitely not getting the second one that came out a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, whatever. So these can go to someone who's gonna enjoy them. This was kind of not a hard one to get rid of, but I've been eyeing this for a while to like get rid of this series. This is the Bromance Book Club series, and they're all interconnected standalones. I read these when I first started getting back into reading romance books. They were fun, they were funny. I'm definitely never gonna reread these, and now that I think of it, I'm like, these were actually a bit too quirky for me. And I remember the first one not liking it that much anyways. So yeah, if you want these and you know you're in my area, go. I'll leave the link below of where I leave my secondhand books, or my secondhand bookshop. I'll leave the link because they're all in fairly good condition. And if I'm not mistaken, I got all of these from Book Outlet too. Like, a lot of these books I got from Book Outlet, or you know, some of them I got a while ago or not full price, so I don't feel as bad about letting them go. But anyways, Bromance Book Club, gotta go. I have a bunch of thrillers that I read and or did not read because I lost interest, and some of them I just bought because I thought, like, I like the author, I'm probably gonna like this book, but then when I actually got into it and read the synopsis, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy them. This I remember buying at Comic-Con just based off of the cover, and I'm reading it now. I'm like, reading the synopsis, I really I don't give a shit. Like, I don't think I'm gonna read this at all. I actually have a friend who I think would really love this, and it is brand spanking new, and I'm gonna send this over to my friend Maya. I'm sure she's gonna love this because she liked Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder, and I think she read Tenders the Flesh. So anyways, I feel like she would like this, so that's also going to her. The rest are honestly not necessarily bad. Some of them I lost interest, and some of them, like this Riley Sager book, I didn't know it was about ghosts and whatnot, and like I really couldn't care less. And for me to read a thriller, like, has to be a good one, you know, so I don't have much of those, and I am going to let these go and have, you know, hopefully someone else enjoy them. Here I have some more fantasy books. I love her, I'm so sorry, I love Scarlett St. Clair, but this was just okay. I did not continue on with this series, and I couldn't even remember the story that well, so this can go away. And this I lost interest in. Like, I never even heard anyone talk about it. Not that that's like a bad thing, but These are definitely going, and I will say I love her. I love Scarlett. I have the whole like Hades and Persephone series. I absolutely love those. Her writing is also amazing. I just find, this one is, it was just whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely not keeping these on my shelves. And I decided to get rid of my Arc of the Devils by Joe Abercrombie. So hopefully someone can have a good time reading this. I actually think my cousin might like this. I might show this to her before I bring it to the bookstore. She might want to read it, but other than that, I'm not gonna be the one reading it. Like, I do want to read his books, but I want to start with like the First Law trilogy. So I want to go that route and not just jump into this series. These are some fantasy books that I got recommended by some booktubers, and I thought they were so cool. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this, but you know what? I don't have the interest anymore or the time. Even if they are good, I'm probably never gonna get to them. So some of these are going to my cousin, and the other ones are gonna go to the bookstore. I especially like this one. I even almost bought the second one last time when I was at the bookstore, but I'm not gonna read this. And they have them on not KU, but on Kindle. They were like $4 or $5 a while ago, and I actually bought the last two on Kindle for like $4 or $5. So if anything, I'll just read them digitally, and I don't need to own all of these physically. Then these are gonna surprise some people, but these are all some like cozy fantasy books. So we have like Legends and Lattes, Half a Soul, and these Can't Spell Tea Without Treason. No, Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, and A Pirate's Life of Tea. These are fairly new. They came out last year. I was super excited. I was like, oh, this looks so fun, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, cozy fantasy is not for me. So, like, don't hyperfixate on a genre when you haven't even read it and you don't know if it's for you or not. Because, yeah, this is just not for me. And, like, it's just not worth it. Someone's gonna enjoy these way more than I will. And if ever I feel like changing my mind one day, I could just pick them up on audio or through a library or something like that. I don't necessarily feel like this is something I would want to have on my shelves. Now, for some lit fic, I have quite a few more downstairs that in my library that I might get rid of. To be honest with you, there's some that I had bought for a specific video, and I'm not 1,000% sure if I'm gonna do that video or those videos because there's a few of them. But I'm definitely not reading because I was like, why am I gonna read something if I don't enjoy it, even if it is for a video, like just to, see how I like this or that or whatever. I definitely like am not gonna read these guys. Sorry, actually read this one, hated it, hated it. Oh my God, this I thought it was going to be amazing. Like someone said it is about a newlywed couple, and the husband gets this weird diagnosis where he starts to morph into like a great white shark. But that's not the whole book. It's like the first like third, maybe quarter of the book, and then it's about the girl. Like, why are you marketing it a certain way? Anyways, I really didn't like this. A lot of people did. It's not for me. I'm not a huge lit fic person. Um, Second place, Rachel Cusk. I have Otessa Moshfegh. Like the two other books that I have from her are for videos, so I'm gonna see. But the other ones, they do look more interesting to me than this one, sorry. I've read two of her books before, and both of those I have unhauled like years ago. Um, and like there was like a period where like I was like so influenced by like everything Jack Edwards was recommending. I was like, oh, this sounds so good. But it's like, dude, I already had so much stuff on my TBR. So, anyways, these are going. And honestly, like, I have a few more here. I have some nonfiction books. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'll just say I have a few nonfiction books here that I'm getting rid of that I'm just not gonna go back to. And I have, for example, like this poetry book. I thought it was gonna be really good, and I like that it has like you can see it has like black pages, but there's a reason why it's black. It's super depressing, and I'm not into that. So this has got to go. Or there's stuff like this. Like I had kept this just because I like the colors. I read this and I hated it. I just kept it because I really like the colors. Like I had this little stack on my shelves and it looked really good. And I kind of felt like maybe someone would want to borrow this someday, but no one ever wants to borrow this one. And I've actually had a few of my friends say they did not like it. So, this can go. Um, yeah, like there's some nonfiction I'm just never gonna reread, like the 10x rule. Like you can just hear all that like in a any like bro podcast. Well, you can even hear it in Grant's podcast. But this one, Happy Not Perfect, like I read this and it's not the type of nonfiction that like I want to go back to and reread and get, lessons from or tips from, so yeah, definitely definitely not keeping those. And I think, yeah, I'm not gonna go through the ones I have beside me here. There's just too many. From my Christmas shelf, because I have a shelf that's all like little Christmas books, I removed these two. This one I just heard way too many bad reviews for. Um, I I used to love Tissa Bailey. Like she got me back into reading like romance books and whatnot, but I actually unhauled all of her books. I had all of them. I would pre-order her stuff. I unhauled all of them, not because I didn't like them, but just because I didn't see myself rereading them, and they were taking up quite a bit of space on my shelves because I had like all of her books. So I got rid of those, and I just know I'm not gonna like this. I heard way too many bad reviews, and some of my friends also read it and hated it. So that's gonna go away. This one I read last year and absolutely did not enjoy this whatsoever. So I just stay away from this author now because it's the second book from her that I didn't enjoy, so I just stay away. But other than that, I kept all the other Christmas books that I had because some of them actually do want to reread. So yeah, I think this is all I'm gonna do for today because I have another stack here, but it's mostly like these James Patterson, like political CIA, whatever, Jason Bourne action type books, and I am not gonna, and these are secondhand anyways. Like I was going through like a phase where like I wanted to read like action books, but you know what? Who has the time? I don't. Literally forgot about all this manga that I'm getting rid of. I tried to sell these, especially Love of Killed. I have like 6 volumes, but no one was budging, and I just don't want these taking up more space. I had more of these. I had the Gantz, and I had, what is it? I think I got rid of my Death Note Black editions. Um, there's a few mangas, anyways, that I got rid of. But like I gave them to my cousin who enjoys reading manga as well. But these are gonna find a better home in the secondhand bookshop, hopefully, because it's like especially these, like I've been trying to get rid of these for quite a while. So yeah, and some of them like this is me being an idiot, and like there was a sale at Barnes, and I was like, oh, buy one get one free, and then I bought the first 3 volumes of a series that I wasn't even sure I liked. I just liked the covers and it looked like a fantasy type series, but it's not even good, and my tastes have changed a lot. Like I'm reading like Villain Saga, Berserk, Junji Ito, like those are the types of mangas I like a bit more, or Sign of Affection. But like these like crazy fantasy ones, you know, I'm not gonna read them. So, anyways, so hopefully, you've enjoyed this unhaul process that took a few days, but I'm really happy about, getting rid of all this stuff because it's just overwhelming me at this point. And the place where I bring them, that secondhand bookshop, there's a lot of families, and like there are some people like, some of us do enjoy just going secondhand because we don't want to just, you don't need to buy a new book every time. Like you can find gems in there as well. But there are people who do go there because they cannot afford like full price books all the time, or they're on a tight budget, or they're students with like a very, very limited income. So for me, keeping stuff, like I don't like hoarding stuff on my shelves just because, I bought it or whatever. Like I really, like giving my stuff away, even if it wasn't like I do get a voucher that I can spend in the store if I want to. But even if it was just donation, I would just give them. Sometimes there's books that they tell me that, oh, I don't think we can, pay you for this, and I don't care. I say keep it, just sell it, and or give it to donate it to somebody, because um there are people who just really can't afford books because they're super expensive here. And anyway, I have um contacted my library previously because I live somewhere where the library is mostly French, not English books, and I've offered to donate English books to them before because they don't have many, but they don't even want to take them, because there's no demand for it. So I couldn't even donate my books to a library if I wanted to because of where I live. So, to those of you who live near libraries where you can donate books there, especially like obviously like books that are in very good condition, please do so. That's amazing. A lot of people do use the libraries. Unfortunately, I can't be one of these people, but that's also something that you can do. Or there's some organizations in communities that will take donations for, um, homes that, they have programs for kids where, they don't have the resources, so they donate to families they know need help. So yeah, I encourage to, let go of what you don't need. I've been trying to do this with a lot of my stuff recently, so I just am fed up of having too much stuff. I don't like hoarding, and I definitely want to, have space in my shelves for stuff that I really want to read or reread, or, be inspired by my shelves. I do not want to be overwhelmed and then just keep all of this. This is 65 books, okay? Why would I keep all of this and then just buy more bookshelves? Like, I have a pretty huge library. Like, I have six, it's technically six shelves. They're built in, but it's six bookshelves. Like, I'm not just gonna keep everything and then buy more shelves. If I get to the point where I buy more shelves, that's because I've actually like filled my shelves to the brim with stuff I love. So right now it is not full at all. It's not empty either. Like, it's pretty, it's getting pretty full, but I'm, making sure that I only buy things that I really want to read like now, and that I know I'm gonna, either love, or, sometimes it happens. You have a high expectation for a new release from an author you love and it doesn't work out. That's fine, it happens. But, maybe not like go out and buy the whole series of something before knowing if you like it. So, yeah, I'm talking to myself, by the way. I've been buying these series. Anyways, that's another story. So I just got to the place where I'm gonna bring my books. It was a whole thunderstorm this morning, but I made it, and I can't wait for these to be out of my life. This was such a whole like crazy process, but yeah, I'm here now. I'm going to see if there's any goodies in there that I can get in the meantime, because usually it takes them a while to scan everything and then give me the voucher. So we'll see what we can get. So I didn't get anything at the bookstore. I almost got the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. They had a really nice hardcover set, but I feel like if I wouldn't have bought it full price, and I'm not that interested in it, like, why would I just get it now, just because it's there? They did have a hell of a lot of stuff though. Like, they had all like the Cassandra Clare books and everything, like all brand new hardcover editions. Like, anyways, someone's gonna be happy if they find them. But I didn't get anything, but I did get like $230 for everything I unhauled, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to compile a list of books that I want and send them an email, because they will just email me back when they have certain books. Like, if you want books, you just let them know. When they get them in, they call you and they put them aside for you. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll use my voucher in a better way than just getting something because it's there. So yeah, really happy that that's done. That was quite a task, but yeah, I'm so happy it's done.